All right, we're about to do a reaction video on Finn Balor replacing Dominik Mysterio from the Judgment Day. And if you guys want to subscribe to their channel, it's called Different Gossip. If you want to subscribe, here's a screenshot of their channel right here. We're not going to waste no time. We're going to go ahead and get to this video, so let's get started.
Finn Balor to replace Dominik Mysterio with former WWE Champion in Judgment Day on Raw. The dynamics within the Judgment Day have always been volatile. But it seems that Dominik Mysterio's recent actions may have pushed his standing in the faction to the brink. Finn Balor, a core member of the Judgment Day, has openly expressed his anger towards Dirty Dom following his unsanctioned move to replace Balor in a tag team championship match against the War Raiders just before the Royal Rumble. This has led to an explosive backstage altercation, and it is now rumored that Balor could soon be looking to replace Mysterio with AJ Styles, especially as Balor's frustrations continue to mount. The rift between Balor and Mysterio became glaringly obvious when Balor was seen fuming backstage earlier this week. The former Universal Champion, known for his calm demeanor and calculated approach, was visibly irked as he expressed his dissatisfaction with the chaos that unfolded in his absence. Balor was not only upset about Mysterio making unilateral decisions during his brief time off, but also furious about Dom's role in getting J.D. McDonough injured. The Prince made it clear that the 27-year-old was making reckless decisions and causing unnecessary disruption within the group. Dom needs to be taken care of by a babysitter, Balor remarked, highlighting how Mysterio's actions were jeopardizing the cohesion of the Judgment Day. Liv Morgan, ever the peacemaker, attempted to defuse the situation by explaining that Mysterio's presence in the match against the War Raiders was a necessary move. According to Morgan, if Dom hadn't stepped in, Adam Pearce would have given the spot to someone else, potentially disrupting their plans even further. She also brought up the fact that Mysterio's actions had secured qualifying matches for both her and Balor in the upcoming Elimination Chamber matches, an achievement that temporarily pacified the enraged former Universal Champion. However, despite Morgan's attempt to smooth things over, the underlying tension remains, and the future of Mysterio within the Judgment Day is uncertain. Balor, who has long been known for his leadership qualities, may not tolerate Mysterio's behavior for much longer. It's clear that the cracks in their relationship are widening, and if things continue on this path, Balor could be considering a new addition to the faction. AJ Styles, a veteran with a decorated WWE career, has been rumored to be moving to WWE Raw, and his potential inclusion in the Judgment Day could be the catalyst for Mysterio's exit. The former two-time NXT North American champion has shown promise within the faction, but his recent controversies, such as his actions involving J.D. McDonough, have alienated some members of the group. AJ Styles, on the other hand, would bring stability and experience to the table, characteristics that Balor may see as crucial for the group's success moving forward. The potential replacement of Mysterio with Styles could lead to a shift in the power dynamics within the Judgment Day. While Dom's bratty antics and the support of his father, Rey Mysterio, have gained him some degree of notoriety, they have also garnered resentment from key members of the faction, including Balor. The thought of AJ Styles joining forces with the Judgment Day adds another layer of intrigue, as Styles and Balor have shared a history of fierce competition and mutual respect in the past. The idea of these two superstars uniting under one banner could have massive implications for WWE moving forward. If the tensions between Balor and Mysterio continue to escalate, it may only be a matter of time before Mysterio is ousted from the Judgment Day. With AJ Styles poised for a potential move to Raw, this could be the perfect opportunity for Balor to solidify his leadership and align himself with a more experienced and reliable partner. Only time will tell how the situation plays out, but one thing is clear. Dominik Mysterio's standing in the Judgment Day may soon be in jeopardy.
Well, it's hard for you to say that when there's Liv Morgan involved. That's why I think, in my opinion, that in order for these two to go all out, Liv Morgan has to be separated. I don't know how that's going to be, because it's obvious that Liv wants these two to get along, but the reality of it is ego is involved, okay? All right, Finn Balor does not want Dom in the and the friction, and Dom doesn't want to be part of it. So Liv going to have to choose between the two, and I think we all know the answer. Okay? Unfortunately, Liv Morgan is too attached to Dom. She won't admit that she's using Dom just to get the gold, and that's just what it is. I mean, the man literally did not help her as much by winning her title back against Rhea at the Netflix special on Monday Night Raw on January the 6th. So, but she don't care about that. What she care about is, figuring out something else, right? The tag team gold and her winning the Elimination Chamber. She wants the title back, don't get me wrong, but I think in this moment she kind of just like, well, I mean, I got Raquel. I'll probably just get it back, with her by my side. But it's just like, okay, but if that's the case, then get rid of Dom. You know what I'm saying? Dom shouldn't be with you if he's not by your corner. I mean, at least not anymore. I mean, he's not by your corner anymore. So why can't you just let him go? You don't have the title no more, so let him go. I mean, it's obvious that Liv is having a hard time, letting go because she seems to be attached. You know what I'm saying? And you could tell that she doesn't want to get away from Dom because she's too attached. So, like I said, the only way this can end is if you get Alexa Bliss and get Finn Balor to work together, maybe they could find a way to get Dom away from Liv Morgan and get Liv Morgan away from Dom. I mean, it's just clear as day that Dom can't stand up for himself because he just don't know how, and Liv has the seductive powers. How can I say it? Like, she has her seductive ways to keep Dom in control of her palm of her hands. So it's going to be very hard for Liv to get away from Dom, and it's going to be very hard for Dom to get away from Liv because, she's stuck, and like I said, Finn and Alexa gonna have to remind Liv Morgan that why you really got with Dom. And, of course, Dom doesn't see that, because if you look back, it didn't look like that Dom, how can I put this? It didn't look like that Dom was fully aware that Liv was just using him for the title. But then again, you got to think about it. What was the storyline, before Dom went to go get a chair and try to use it to help Becky Lynch, knock out Liv for the women's championship? Well, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, she didn't really start flirting with him until after she won the championship. Right? So it's kind of like, you don't know what's the cause of it. But if Dom was working together with Liv Morgan during that time, okay. But, again, we see the storyline. You pretty much was like, like confused. But then again, we did see Liv and Dom, in and out with each other backstage before we got to see that storyline. So, but I don't know if it was based off love, though. I don't think so. I think it was based off of business association, negotiating. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, that was the confusing thing about it. You know what I'm saying? Is that, like, we know that Liv was using Dom to get the title, but it's just like, you got to remember those backstage segments where they both were going in rooms, in and out, and it's just like, damn. Like, you just don't know what's true and what's fake. You don't know what's real. You don't know what's real and what's fake, and you don't know what's true and what's false. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of like, we want to believe that Dom is being set up here, but we also want to believe that Liv is using him for the title. But now that she don't have the title, you see that Shawty don't even care no more. But then again, it's like, Okay, so you telling me that so you're telling me that Liv was not mad at him for not helping her as much for losing the title in the after January the 6th? I mean, I don't know. It just makes it seem like Dom just doesn't want to let go and Liv just see the things that Dom is doing, and she just looking at it like, well, I mean, he did help me and Raquel win against Bianca and Naomi, and I'm like, okay, but the titles wasn't on the line. That's nothing. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, come on, Liv, use your head. You can't sit here and say that what Dom is doing is right because he ain't doing much. But because Liv is such a loyal person, it's very hard for her to actually separate. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what Dom is going to do. It does sound like Dom wants to leave the Judgment Day, but Liv won't let him. You know what I'm saying? And it sounds to me like Finn Balor wants Dom to get out of the Judgment Day, but Liv won't let him. So it's just like, it does sound like she is trying to be the peacemaker, but where's the peace? I don't see no peace. I mean, JD is out. Carlitos is barely being noticed. Raquel is barely talking. Where's the peace? You don't have a title in your hand. Where's the solution to your problems? Finn Balor is no longer World Tag Team Champion anymore. And his partner is out, like I said before. So where's the peace? You really think you're going to win Elimination Chamber? Okay, let's just say this, right? Let's say Liv Morgan wins the Elimination Chamber and Io Sky gets involved. Oh, actually, you know what? How about this? What if Io Sky wins the Elimination Chamber but Liv ain't going for that and it's a, triple threat match? So, wait. So, basically, Liv and Raquel are not going to get a tag team push? They're not? They're not? I thought they were getting a tag team push. Are you telling me they're not going to get it? You're telling me they're not going to get it? Because I thought you said they were going to get a tag team push. But you want Liv Morgan to focus on the women's title instead? Why? So she can win at WrestleMania? I mean, I think if that happens, then I need Rhea to crash out. Okay? After WrestleMania, I need you to crash out. Okay? When she celebrates on Raw, I want you to crash the fuck out. Okay? I want you to crash out. I want you to injure Liv Morgan. Just like you did before. But except don't do the arms. Do the legs. Because she always running. So it's just like, if she gonna run, make sure she don't run again. So do that. And if you take her out, then we'll start to see the fallout between Finn Balor and Dominik Mysterio. And then hopefully we'll start to see the beef between those two. And then Carlito and Raquel, they'll go and do their own thing. Because they can't stay around, especially when these two can't get along. So the best bet is for those two, which, you know what? I think that's what's going to happen. I think most likely rather Liv wins or Io Sky wins. I think we're most likely going to get a triple threat match at WrestleMania for Rhea's title. It's not fair. Trust me, it's not fair. But unfortunately, I think Hunter's going by ratings. He's probably saying like, well, it would be cool to see Rhea and Io Sky face each other at WrestleMania. But because Io Sky did not win the Royal Rumble, she can't choose. So now it's something different. Now it's at the point where basically we want Io Sky to be in the match, but the problem is it's not going to bring more ratings, so we got to do a triple threat match, which is unfair because if Liv Morgan wins, that means that that Rhea doesn't have to get pinned. You know what I'm saying? She could pin Io Sky and wins her third women's championship. And I think that would be the greatest moment for her, right? It will be the greatest moment for Liv Morgan. But that doesn't mean that. And again, if Liv Morgan do win, I ain't going to hate. But, however, I will be disappointed because I'm going to feel sorry for Io Sky because I know she's been working her ass off to get that title back. And now she can't get it because Hunter want Liv Morgan involved. When Rhea made it very clear she don't want this beef back spinning around. You know what I'm saying? She don't want to go backwards with this beef, but you're still chasing it. You get what I'm saying is, you can't say you're going to end something and then spin it back around. You know what I mean? And I think Rhea is going to probably turn heel if that happens. You know what I'm saying? Now, she won't turn heel if she faced Io Sky if it's just her and Io Sky. But if Liv Morgan's involved, you already know that Rhea's going to crash out because she wants her title. So I think that's what's going to happen. Rhea's going to probably injure Liv Morgan, and when that happens, she's going to lose her title to the point where she's going to have to vacate it. And then, most likely it's going to be like that. And then hopefully we'll start to see the actual split of the Judgment Day. Even though I said the Judgment Day is finished, now that Finn Balor's back, it's not finished just yet. So we got to keep, again, I know people going to say, whoa, I can't believe Rhea took out Liv Morgan because now, the Judgment Day are definitely going to fall apart. Well, that's the thing. We want them to fall apart. We want everybody to do their own thing. We don't give a damn about y'all feelings. We care about everybody's careers. And I know y'all going to say, well, Raquel and Carlito going to fall off. Listen, y'all barely pay attention to these two. So shut the fuck up, okay? Y'all barely pay attention to these two, all right? We want everybody to do their own thing. We want Liv to do her own thing. We want Finn to do her own thing. We want Dom to do her own thing. And even though everybody want to just keep the group together, it's not going to happen. There's too much ego, okay? The only people that are being humble is Raquel and Carlito. Everybody else, too much ego's driven. Dom got ego, Liv got ego, Finn got ego, while everybody else is being quiet. JD is in the hospital due to an injury, while Carlito and Raquel ain't saying nothing. You feel me? So it's just like, what are we talking about here? It's all about Finn Balor, and it's all about Dominik Mysterio, and it's all about Liv Morgan. Get that through your thick skull. Because they're the ones that's being looked at. So I'm hoping that it just be Rhea versus Io Sky. But if this is not about a tag team push between Liv and Raquel, then it's obvious that you want Liv to go back to just focusing on that title. And if that happens, fine. But what is Dom going to do? Because you want to do things with Dom, but you don't realize that Dom ain't doing shit right now because of you. And at some point, I just can't see this going on. Like imagine if Finn Balor lose. He's going to put the blame on Dom and be like, where were you? So what is this all for? I don't know, man. I mean, I doubt Seth Rollins is going to allow Dom and Carlito take Finn Balor's spot. But again, you never know. But it's just ridiculous, right? But like I said, man, we got to see. So y'all comment down below and let me know what y'all think, man. Y'all think, well, I'm sorry, I haven't spoke about AJ Styles. As for AJ Styles goes, I'm waiting for Finn Balor and AJ Styles to work together. But here's the thing. I want Liv Morgan to join with him so that way we can form the Bullet Club. But the only way Liv Morgan can join is if we get a plot twist, right? We still have to figure out who could be the messenger and who could be the manipulator on Liv Morgan, to where Liv Morgan can wake up and realize that she's not with Dom because she loves him. She's with him because she's using him for the title. And now that, but here's the problem. The Liv and Dom fans will say, well, not really, because she hasn't used Dom to help her get the title back. I mean, she didn't need Dom against Io Sky for the qualifying match. Yeah, but still, she won't let him go. Well, she don't need to let him go. They love each other. What? Okay, but define love. What they have is not love. It's a mixture of sexual attraction and petty. And that's just no base for a relationship. You know? It might not make sense to you, but based off of what I'm seeing, it just seems to me like these two are just together for the use of fame and fortune. And that's just what it is. But again, I could see your argument. I mean, Dom hasn't really appeared in women's matches but that one match. But at the same time, it's like, just because he appeared in a tag team match doesn't mean that it's over between. But anyway, the bottom line is this. The deadline is almost near. And even though you might not see it, I do. And I do believe that Liv and Dom are going to split. But the thing is, what in the storyline can help Liv Morgan see that Dom is not her true love? That this is all for a title. So if we can get her to wake up to that, I do believe that we'll see the split. But I can imagine what's going to go down after Elimination Chamber. But I would just hope that that after Elimination Chamber will determine what's going to go down for WrestleMania. Are we still going to see Tiffany versus Charlotte? I don't know. Are we still going to see Io versus Rhea? I don't know. I really don't know. All I know is that if we don't get that match, and the match cards that we're seeing on Twitter is not going to come true, it's probably because the writers saw it and they were just like, let's do a little plot twist like we did at the Royal Rumble. You know? So, but I'm just going to be so confused because how can Liv and Raquel get how can you say that Liv and Raquel are going to get a big tag team push when you have Liv Morgan coming back for the women's title? I mean, I knew she was going to be in an Elimination Chamber, but I'm just saying, how can you say they're going to have a big push if you want her to focus on the women's title? I don't get it. Ratings? Probably. But y'all comment down below, man. What do you guys think, man? What do you think is going to happen? I mean, do you think that we're going to get a triple threat match at WrestleMania, or do you think we're going to get Rhea versus Io Sky? I mean, I don't know. I just know that things are looking weird and these predictions are getting switched on. And personally, I just don't see why we're going backwards once we supposed to move on after January the 6th. I don't. But again, I guess they think it. I don't know what's going on. But all I know is that you guys have an opinion. So comment down below and let me know what you think. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share if you're new. And I'll catch you on the next video, all right? I'm out.